Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil and it's time for another episode of Would I Lie to You? Not much to say at the start of this episode, guys. It's another Henning Wehn episode. First episode I watched with him was when he told his story about spontaneously going to Morocco with the man he met on the train, ending up on the Interpol missing persons list. It's an amazing story. He was incredibly funny. He had some other good little stories in that episode too. I just really enjoyed his comedy styling, the way he tells the story. I'm hoping there's going to be more in this one. So this is episode 9 from series 9. It's the second appearance of Henning Wehn.
On Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian who studied quasi-zero-dimensional mesoscopic electrical systems at university. Just to explain that to Lee, university is like a school for grown-ups. Ben Miller! And a comedian who used to work in a German sausage factory. He said the worst part was delicious. Henning Wehn!
That's a dad joke. You can do better.
An actress currently starring in the sitcom Plebs, set in ancient Rome, where she enjoys being attended to by slaves and taking part in orgies. I'm afraid tonight it's just a box of Twiglets. Jordan McKeon! And a man who has a degree in sports journalism. It's a 2-2. It would have been a 2-1, but they equalised in the last minute. From the last leg, Alex Brooker.
I now know what a 2-2 is. You have a really weird grading system in British universities.
Aside from my friend Mark Park, I have...
I think we can end it there.
I have 3 other good friends whose names rhyme.
Quick, make them up.
Let's not rush any questions. You're asking for the names of the friends.
Very quickly, right now.
You take your time.
Richard Pritchard. Dave Clave. Angie Ranji.
What's Richard Pritchard's job? How do you know him?
I know him from school, and he's a quantity surveyor.
How do you know Angie Ranji? Where did you meet her?
Funnily enough, she was in an acting class with me on the Isle of Wight.
Where did you run into Dave Clave?
Please say it, Rave.
Have none of them ever, said, you know what, I think this sounds ridiculous, I might change it?
Well, Richard hasn't, because it is particularly common to have the same first name as your son.
Hugh Hughes.
Evan Evans, Thomas.
Yeah.
I bet you're wishing you thought of them earlier.
Dave Clave has met Richard Pritchard.
Under what circumstances?
My 40th birthday
Why
party.
didn't Angie Ranji go?
And why did Mark Park not make the birthday party?
We're not that close of friends.
Oh. So why do you think you and Mark have never really...
Hit it off.
So Mark's a quantity surveyor?
Yeah.
I thought Richard Pritchard was a quantity surveyor. What's Richard Pritchard again?
Chartered surveyor, yeah.
Which
No,
one?
no.
He said chartered surveyor for Richard
No.
Pritchard.
And
Now we've got a quantity...
I heard quantity surveyor. It's a lie.
Lie.
Lie. Saying it's a lie.
It is a lie.
Yeah.
I was once arrested by border guards for illegally entering another country.
Was it Morocco?
Which country?
It was in the mid-90s.
That's not a country.
No, so I'm not sure. It was either Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia. I don't know which.
And what was the problem?
I didn't have my passport
Right.
Where had you left your passport?
at home.
At home.
I was with a friend from back home, Pete.
Is that his real name? Or is that a nickname?
Pete.
Oh, Pete.
No, P-I-T.
Oh, Pete.
Pete.
Otherwise, I would say Pete.
Yeah.
We were travelling on something that was called Schönes Wochenend-Ticket. What it is German for, you can use any train you like, as long as it's a slow train.
No, I mean, that's the thing.
We have that system with all of our trains.
So we wanted to go into Czechoslovakia, so I didn't have my passport. So the obvious thing to do is don't go where the border guards are, but go a mile off into the fields and cross there. I see like two white lights. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
I'm quite gripped by this story.
And then there is 4 people jumping out with automatic rifles and dogs.
Automatic dogs.
What sort of dogs were they?
I didn't ask for their names.
Neither did Alex.
Yeah, and then we had to get in the Jeep, and when we were driving off, we ended up in some woods. Then there is some little wooden hut. And was someone in there that spoke German. We got on well with that fella, and our excuse was that we said, we had no idea that we crossed the border. Well, they didn't fully buy it, but they knew there was little point executing us. And now the funny story begins. They said the Czechs drove us back to the German border, and then they congratulated us on being the first illegal immigrants from Germany into Czechoslovakia.
It's the travel card thing. It just seems right.
It really does.
We need it to be true
Yeah.
because a lot of our life went into that.
Yeah, I'll say it's true.
Well, that story is actually true.
Please welcome this week's special guest, Nicola.
This is Nicola, and she taught me how to talk to crows.
Why did you need to talk to crows?
Because, well, I'm writing a book, and
My publisher is a crow.
it's a book about aliens. So I got interested in the idea of communicating with other intelligences, and I found out that Nicola was an expert on crows and had discovered they're very intelligent.
So what sort of thing have you learnt to say to crows?
Well, we're only really at the basic sort of introductory.
Hello, how are you?
Take me to your leader. How do you present yourself to a crow?
Hello, crow. Hello, crow. How are you, crow? Hello. Hello.
So that's what Nicola has been teaching you. When's your next lesson? How to say goodbye to a crow. And I've got a hunch about what it might be.
Goodbye. Goodbye, crow. Nice to meet you.
This is Nicola, and I told my parents to sack her as my babysitter because she failed to read my bedtime stories with enough emotion.
What was wrong with the bedtime story?
I didn't enjoy the way she read the bedside story to me. Hansel and Gretel. And she read that in a very compassionate way.
Towards the witch.
Yeah. I don't like the compassion towards the witch because she's a witch.
Is she German?
Nicola, yeah.
You mean yeah?
Yeah.
Nicola's a classic German name, isn't it?
Nicola Schmidt. I don't want to have to say this now, but I just didn't overly like her. I said to my parents, I said, yeah, she didn't put any butter on the bread and all that business. And so, I mean...
I stuck her in the oven. This is Nicola. I once chased her for 40 miles down the M3 because I thought she'd stolen my phone.
OK, what about Lee?
Oh, Lee's is not true.
Well, it's an interesting story. I was on the border of Czechoslovakia. I was in a restaurant with my wife and children, and I suddenly realised my mobile phone was missing. So I thought that my 2-year-old, who's always picking things up and running around tables because, you know, I'm not a good parent and they can run around in restaurants, had done something with it. And so I looked at my iPad, where it tells you where your phone is, an app. And sure enough, my phone was doing the little blinky thing, and it was in a street not too far from the restaurant. We drove off, we followed the little dot, but then, when we got close, the dot started moving. So we have to follow the dot.
Right.
The dot gets on the M3, and we're following the dot on the M3.
Right. Nicola could have noticed you in the rear-view mirror, saying, I'm being followed by 2 weird men.
How paranoid are you? He's been behind us for the last 5 minutes. We're on a motorway, David. I know, but something's not right. There's one beside me now. The dot was racing off ahead. We raced after. Stopped, and we sussed out that it was a service station on the M3. And that's when the next thing happened. Give me a minute. I phoned the phone.
Ah, very
Good, eh?
clever.
And it's at that point we see a woman getting out of a car, looking confused, to which I go over. I say, that's my phone. And she said, I honest to God have no idea how it got in there. And then I start thinking the 2-year-old did pick it up and put it in the bag. And so ends the case for the defence.
He sells it well, but I don't buy it.
Lovely idea that you're spending your free time wiggling your head in front of a crow, talking in a high-pitched voice.
So, sorry, you two are leaning towards believing the crow.
Do you believe Lee?
As a matter of principle, no. I think Henning's the sort of... could have been the sort of
Does she
vicious
look
little child.
that much older than Henning?
Have her babysitter summarily dismissed for no good reason at all. We'll go for Lee.
I'm going to say the crows.
My name is Nicola, and I taught Ben how to talk to crows.
Awesome.
I recently shooed a fox out of the garden by squirting it with water. 5 minutes later, I watched in horror as it returned and ate my plimsoll.
A plimsoll's a posh shoe, isn't it?
I want to picture it. So you're in your house and you see the fox in the garden. With the greatest respect, you don't strike me as overly nimble. Between 1 and 10, how quickly were you in the garden?
Top speed for me, which I'm afraid is now 6.7. He sees me and he thinks, do you know, I think I'm safe with this guy. And I thought, well, I can't have this. I can't have the fox thinking it's 1. If I lose my power to frighten off foxes, what am I?
Can I answer that?
And I, swizzle some water at them, and that's enough. He's off.
Then a little while later, it comes back.
2 of them come back.
2 off.
And then one of the foxes goes and grabs this plimsoll that I keep by the shed.
Why? Why don't you keep the plimsolls near the back door so you don't have to get your feet wet if it's raining?
I don't know, because I'm a moron. One of them savages this shoe.
What's the other one doing?
I don't know. I don't speak fox.
I know a woman. Providing you're a tad gullible, we'll show you exactly.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
Yeah, lie.
It is a lie.
You had me doubting it.
I often walk with one eye open and one eye shut. That way, one of my eyes is always having a rest.
Well, it's sensible. Even if she isn't doing it, she should. I will from now on.
To exercise the eyes, it's good to just cover one eye. Now, I have worn a patch and just thought I look ridiculous.
Train your one eye that's still open.
Well, apparently not if you've got a slight stigmatism.
I thought it was called an astigmatism.
Oh,
Well,
well,
it's
then
like you
I heard it wrong.
Yeah, but you call it a sausage. The thing isn't a sausage, is it?
No. Ben is right. Ben went to Cambridge.
It's an astigmatism.
Well, I went to Cambridge once.
Isn't...
So what? We all know where Cambridge is.
When did the optician give you this advice?
When I started to get headaches.
Maybe he was busy. Was it like 5 to 5 and he was locking up?
He's one of the leading,
He's one of the leading...
eye specialists on Harley Street.
OK. What do you think, Lee?
I think she should have gone to Specsavers.
Well, I think that's the sort of thing people might do.
Do you mean the optician might say that?
No, they have got a reputation.
If you don't believe that, then it's got to be a lie. Because she's saying he said that.
No, he wouldn't have said
And
that.
it's a lie.
It's a lie, then.
True. It's true.
It is
No.
lie.
Yeah. I'm just being too contrarian.
Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2.
The score doesn't matter except to David.
My individual liar of the week this week is Ben Miller. Good night.
I just love this show. It's just fun and entertaining. I feel like Henning Wehn has a ton of travel stories from the early 90s. It feels like that's when he was just like hopping trains everywhere. Spain, Morocco, the Czech Republic, yada yada, and I wonder how many of his stories are going to be related to travel mishaps. I know I could certainly tell a few. Yeah, just a fun episode. I didn't know that this is how you talk to crows. But hello, Crow. Nice to meet you. You know, if that works, that's awesome. Just another really fun episode. I'm going to make sure I see all of Henning's appearances before I'm done here, working my way through the WILTY catalog. So keep an eye out for those. If you haven't yet subscribed, do so now so you don't miss anything. It helps grow the community. It's good for the channel, and it helps build the community, and I appreciate all of that. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.